I will not hesitate to take action against ISIL in Syria as well as Iraq.
President Obama's decision to potentially expand the fight against the Islamic State into Syria opens up a host of complexities that attacking them in Iraq does not. U.S. defense officials have warned that this type of escalation could make the situation worse. What are the risks? By degrading ISIS inside Syria, the U.S. could essentially be strengthening Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's hold on power. In the Islamic State, the U.S. and Syria have a common enemy. These militants have seized large swaths of Mr. Assad's country and have killed hundreds of pro-regime forces. In recent weeks, Syria has itself launched airstrikes against Islamic State strongholds. But the Obama administration has no interest in partnering or coordinating with Mr. Assad in combating the Islamic State.
We cannot rely on an Assad regime that terrorizes its own people, a regime that will never regain the legitimacy it has lost.
Would U.S. airstrikes help the Assad regime reclaim territory? Senior administration officials say it would not, because they say Mr. Assad has no base of support in those areas. Mr. Obama hopes more moderate rebels will challenge both the Islamic State and the regime of Bashar al-Assad. That's part of the plan.
Across the border in Syria, we have ramped up our military assistance to the Syrian opposition. Tonight I call on Congress again to give us additional authorities and resources to train and equip these fighters.
But American defense officials aren't confident that training opposition fighters would be possible without at least some boots on the ground. The U.S. doesn't have a moderate rebel force it can ally with inside Syria that's up to the task. Risk 3, the U.S. lacks strong intelligence in Syria. Only in the last few days has the U.S. begun flying surveillance drones over the country. Despite these concerns, Pentagon planners support the idea of attacking the Islamic State inside Syria. Why? Syria is the Islamic State's home base and primary supply route for fighters in Iraq. Also, defense experts say that if the U.S. doesn't attack the Islamic State in Syria, the militants in Iraq could find safe haven there.
This is a core principle of my presidency. If you threaten America, you will find no safe haven.
But defending that principle entails the risk of creating even worse chaos.